What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the recap of the first ever Call of Duty Zombies Grief Tournament. This tournament included 6 teams captained by their own Zombies YouTuber. We had my team, Team Rykes, Team Deceiver, Gomez, P-Shooter, and the 2 teams that put the entire event together, Team Derpy and Team Actual Doctor. So here's how the tournament went down. Each team played 2 games, and the 2 teams with the best record advanced to the championship. The first 2 rounds took place on Town and Buried, and the championship would be in Cell Block on Mob of the Dead. Each game would have a hour and 15-minute time limit, and if both teams survived until this time limit, the winner would go to the team with the least amount of downs. Oh, also, and after those 2 games, if teams ended with a tied record, again, the team with the least amount of downs throughout the 2 rounds would then move on to the championship. So now that you're all caught up, let's get into how this thing played out. Round 1 started out on Town, and we're gonna jump right into my team's game versus Team Gomez. Unfortunately, before the first game even started, my team was hit with a bit of a setback. One of our teammates had a scratched disc, so he was not able to play with us for the rest of the tournament, so we moved on with 3 players.
Again, are you missing the disc? Come on. Why
This
does
is
it keep
not
saying that?
good.
It pops in, starts loading the Xbox 360 logo, and it says, "Are you missing the disc?"
And unfortunately, as the game began, we continued to fall on our face as we took some terrible early round downs, and Gomez's team was just locked in. They were doing just an amazing job at taking all of our points and got guns, perks, and galvanuckles way faster than we could even hope to keep up with. It was only a matter of time before we crumbled, and Gomez's team ended up taking the first W in the tournament with ease before round 10.
We're at 8 and they're only at 4.
Oh, rip, that's the game. Damn, man, I just did a bad cut. This was definitely not our best effort, and in the words of Ted Lasso,
be a goldfish.
but we still had a chance to make the championship if the chips fell in the right way. Next up were teams Deceiver and Actual Doctor. Unlike our game's atrocious start to the first round, the first down for these teams didn't happen until round 10.
Yo, he's down, he's down, he's down, he's down. Let's go. Reaper got him up. All right, we're winning in the downs department, guys. That's really good. That's really good.
And Deceiver's team had first blood. Things started to heat up as Pizza and Galactic on Team Deceiver both downed on round 12. The momentum seemed to shift a bit, and Team Deceiver couldn't really handle all the zombies that Team Doctor was directing their way.
Oh, they're dipping.
Guys, I'm bringing the holy heck of trains over here.
Oh, Deceiver got out.
One of them took half my train. Oh, yes!
Oh, you got one.
Nice.
You got one.
Eventually, Team Actual Doctor was just too much for them to handle, and they took the W in the first round over Team Deceiver. Now let's jump over to the game that lasted the longest in round 1. Team Derpy and Team P-Shooter. P-Shooter's team, like us, was also dealing with some game and internet issues, and they'd have to play round 1 without their captain. Both teams kept trading off, taking downs, and for the most part, the whole game was pretty neck and neck. As the time limit for this round neared the end, winning it became even more important. Since the game was going on so long, if you don't win this game, you're gonna end up accumulating a lot more downs than the teams that played less amount of time. So this game was a necessary win for both teams. Despite the player disadvantage, Team P-Shooter started to pull away in the downs category. And as the game started to reach this hour and 15-minute mark, Team P-Shooter was conservative enough to end up with 3 fewer downs than Team Derpy, and they would end up taking round 1. This is where things started to get interesting, as it is pretty much now a must-win for all the teams that lost in round 1. And those teams that were 1-0 had a chance to easily secure a trip to the championship with 1 more win. Now let's get into the round 2 matchups. The first matchup we had were 2 teams with a 1-0 record, meaning that the winner of Team P-Shooter and Actual Doctor would advance no matter what to the championship. Team Rykes was matched up against Derpy, and both of our teams were at an 0-1 record, so this was an elimination round. And the last matchup was between teams Gomez and Deceiver. And Team Gomez had beat us in the first round, and Team Deceiver had their backs up against the wall, looking for a win to push a tiebreaker. If Team Gomez wins, they're in, and they eliminate 4 teams in the process. And if Team Deceiver would win, it would go to a 4-way tie, and the team with the fewest number of downs would then advance to the championship. The second round would be played on Buried, and teams were not allowed to get Juggernog. And this round was all about the box luck. Each team is basically in a race for who gets the Paralyzer. First, let's take a look into the number 1 seeded game in Actual Doctor versus P-Shooter. You win and you're in. Both teams 1-0. P-Shooter was back and ready to roll after missing the entire round 1. but this didn't stop their team from getting the first down of the game. Actual Doctor started off the lucky draw with getting the Ray Gun Mark II and monkeys out of the box. Things started to get hectic on round 10 as multiple players on both teams took downs, and it seemed as though the result of the game was coming to an end. Doctor's team was looking pretty favorable as they trapped a couple of P-Shooter's players, but then P-Shooter's team bounced back and ended up grabbing the Paralyzer on round 12. However, this wasn't enough. The damage was already done, and Team P-Shooter kept adding tallies to the down counter. This would eventually lead to a Team Doctor win on round 14, and it would solidify them a slot in the championship. Now let's come back to my team. We ended up playing against Team Derpy, and both of our teams were 0-1, so this was our last chance to stay in this tournament. We had a miraculous start, and I ended up pulling the Paralyzer on round 3. Paralyzer! Paralyzer! Let's go!
Oh, there we go.
With this, Team Derpy ended up falling behind a bit as they took the first 2 downs of the match. Our team was ahead. We were optimistic for once, but that didn't last long as I ended up taking 2 brain dead downs shortly after.
Oh, Ethan.
As the match grinded on, we took the lead, and Derpy's team hit the floor more than we were expecting. We had the advantage in the downs category, so we decided to stick together and take a more conservative approach for winning this game. Team Derpy had to start getting a little creative because they were falling behind. Derpy's team pushed, and they tried to grief us in a last-ditch effort to jump ahead.
Shoot, he might be dead. He's dead. Ow!
Oh, shit.
I actually got him.
But this ended up leading to the falling of the first domino. Our team ended up getting behind them, and we pushed them towards the zombies as they pushed in. We ended up surviving and taking game 2 on round 13.
Yes, get him! Get him, yes! Yes! Let's go!
This win gave us a sign of life, and since we didn't end up taking very many downs in round 1 due to how short the game was, it looked like if Team Deceiver won, we would have a very good chance of winning that down tiebreaker. Here we go. Team Deceiver versus Gomez. This game was a very slow burn, and Team Gomez didn't really want to give an inch. Team Deceiver found themselves downing quite a bit more than they wanted to. And as the rounds kept ticking, both teams understood that it was going to come down to box luck.
All right, we just gotta win this now. We just gotta win this now, boys. Because downs in total, we need a win in the tally. You kidding me, dude? War Machine?
Both teams were just gunning for the Paralyzer, but it ended up being Team Gomez that got it on round 11. This just killed Team Deceiver's momentum, and unfortunately, they just couldn't keep up.
What the boy, god damn it, what the hell is happening?
Team Gomez was on a mission to prove something, and they were turning out to be the true wagon of the tournament, closing out round 2 with a flawless victory. They had a total of 4 downs throughout the first 2 rounds, beating the next closest by 12. Sadly, this victory brought an end to 4 teams, with both teams, Gomez and Actual Doctor, pretty much walking into the championship with 2-0 records. It was hard to tell who was going to win. The last round would be played on Cell Block, and it would prove difficult for both teams yet again with the absence of Jug. As we jumped into the championship, the early game seemed to move a bit slow. The box ended up glitching early in the game as well.
Oh, guys, the box and cafe is glitched out.
Somebody grabbed a fire sale drop while the box was moving, and it glitched out, so now only players could use it on the Warden side of the map when there was a fire sale. This ended up making Mustang and Sally and PhD Flopper a necessity. Throughout the rest of the game, it seemed like both teams were fighting for control over the camping spot in front of Pack-a-Punch.
Yep, they're all leaving. Oh, they're going to the catwalk over there. Yeah, I think all the zombies will go to them too. They'll get all those over there. I like this spot a lot better.
One of Doctor's teammates, Moj, got on the catwalk with them, and since it's such a skinny area, he ended up getting them down quite a bit.
Oh, God. Oh,
the game started to pick up, and Team Gomez could not stop downing. And by round 15, the captain would lead his team with 0 downs to win the first ever Call of Duty Zombies Grief Tournament.
Let's go, guys. W. Good game, guys. GG's.
Overall, I think this tournament was a great success. The format of the tournament was a blast. Streaming went smoothly, and it was just fun to see all of us rally together and make an event like this work so well. We also had some great viewer interactions on our personal streams, along with our host, Expert Fusion, as he multi-streamed the entire event. So if you're interested in rewatching this event from start to finish, I'll leave his link in the description as well as my perspective. I will also leave links to all the captains' YouTube channels, so make sure to go check them out and drop them a follow as well. And once again, this entire event wouldn't have been possible without Actual Doctor and Derpy for organizing it and hyping it up for players like myself to participate in. So make sure you go follow them and give them some love on the channels. And last but not least, thank you for watching, because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing any of this. So appreciate it, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.